joined by a couple of representatives from Oulton College. We're going to be talking bursaries coming for the next school year, and one in particular, the Yu Bursary, the Yu Bursary, that could be of great interest to a couple of people who are watching here tonight. So I'd like to join Jean-Luc Jaillet and Janelle Bourgeois, both from Oulton College. Janelle Bourgeois, the Director of Organizational, I had it written down here, Performance. There we go, I got it. And Jean-Luc Jaillet was a recipient of the bursary in this school year, and I understand tomorrow's your last day, which is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, super excited.
So I suppose we can start with that. As a recipient of the bursary, what was your experience in school this year?
So yeah, pretty much the Yu Bursary is completely paid tuition. So for me going to school, it was so nice to know that I'm financially stable. Like I don't have to pay like the $10,000 in tuition fees. I don't have to be in debt for a long time. So for me, getting the opportunity to actually get the scholarship was amazing, because not only did I get a scholarship from it, I actually got a job straight out of high school with alongside. So I'm super excited with that.
So that's awesome. So you're able to work all of it kind of together, and it was a pretty easy adjustment. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, super easy.
All right. So what was the application process like for you? Because you applied for it last year and obviously got it. So what was the whole process like for you?
So it was pretty simple, but I just took a bit of time to actually make it more good applications. Like
we noticed.
Yeah. They kind of asked me like a few general questions and a bit like about me and what I do. So. I kind of just talked briefly about what I did in high school, and like sort of the few businesses that I kind of, like the business that I owned back in high school. And like instantly they just saw like, oh, this guy owned a business in high school, would like to interview him, and it just kind of went for there, and then I got a job from it. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's super awesome. So Jean-Luc Jaillet, what was the business, by the way, just for?
So I actually launched 3 apps on the App Store.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, I didn't own a laptop or a mobile phone in August of 2014, or like my grad year. I didn't have a phone the summer of, the summer when I was transitioning from the 11th grade to the 12th grade.
Right.
So I got my first phone in 12th grade.
Oh.
So
wow.
That was kind of an adjustment.
That's a pretty quick transition period, that's for sure. All right, so let's fill in some of these deeper aspects about this. Janelle Bourgeois, we'll go with you now. So what's the process this year in order to apply for this Yu Bursary?
So this year is the same process. So there's 2 differences, I guess. One of the things is that with Jean-Luc, the first time we had the application, we had restricted it only for high school graduates. So you had to be grade 12 in order to qualify for the bursary. And this year, we decided to open it up. To mature students. We have a lot of students that are interested to come and study at Oulton College, and they're either transitioning from, they want a new career, excitement, something different. So we've opened it up in that sense, and we're now offering 2 bursaries this year, 2 full tuition bursaries with alongside Endovico, our 2 partners in this. And so it's for web and mobile development or marketing, sales, and business development programs. And so the application process is still the same. We're not necessarily looking for people that own their own business and have apps on the App Store.
He's kind of an exceptional case.
He was a very good applicant, and we, but really what we're looking for, and I think what most employers are looking for, and what they see in people like Jean-Luc and some of our other students is the interest, is the wanting to. To the attitude, the mindset, wanting to learn and wanting to make a difference and that sort of thing. And so I think employers want to see that, and that's the reason why we have the interview. We want to meet that person, and we want to see if they have that drive and they have like passion.
Right, so it's not just the standard scholarship application. You just fill out some stuff out online, you send it in, and then you cross your fingers, you hope it's going to work. There's an actual interview process involved in this. Yeah,
so there's an application. The application's fairly straightforward to fill out. The interview is basically, it's to meet the potential candidate, and it's like any other interviews. I do interviews all the time at Oulton College, and it's it's trying to find a fit, right? So if if Jean-Luc could have come in and asked questions to, we had representatives from alongside and Dovico at the interviews, and he could have asked these questions and said, you know what, I'm not sure if that type of environment's for me. And so it's trying to find the fit for for the companies and see if there's interest. So.
Right. So Jean-Luc, how did your interview go last year? Obviously you got it, but what was it like to sit in the chair?
Well, like walking out of the interview, I was like, okay, this actually went super good. So I wasn't really stressed, but obviously like I really wanted the tuition, but when it went through, it was pretty straightforward questions. It was pretty much like applying for a job. So you just kind of have to talk a bit about yourself and see like why you think you're a good fit for the scholarship. And like for me, it went so quick, and I'm so glad I got it. So I got so much experience from the job too. Yeah. So I would have no idea what I would be doing right now if I didn't have the scholarship or the tuition.
Right, so it was just kind of the standard job interview questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Describe 3 things about whatever. Yeah, sort of. That kind of thing. So
we try to make it so that it's not intimidating. So and I mean, knowing the companies, the culture of these companies, they're great companies to work for. So they come in and they've read the application, they're interested. We want to have a conversation at that point, right? So it's not intended to be, intimidating, which I mean it is for sure, but I mean it's intended to be more of a sit down and discussion. So.
Yeah, it's a let's talk about you kind of thing. It's not in a rank and file kind of way. It's more of a this is what we saw and we're very interested to learn more.
It's kind of like this.
Yeah, it's exactly like this. We're very interested in this bursary. We want to find out more, But it is worth repeating, as you mentioned earlier on the interview, this is 2 full tuition bursaries for New Brunswick residents for the Yu Bursary, named after Anthony Yu, by the way. What was the idea behind this bursary, this scholarship, and why did it come about?
Yeah. So why did it come about is for a business and information technology students, every week we bring in guest speakers from industry, and so we reach out to our various industry partners, so employers, to come in and talk about their business, different topics. It varies, and so this scholarship was actually, we had Yves Boudreau and Yves Doucette, the CEOs of both companies, come in for 2 different presentations, I think. But then they met each other, and everyone started talking about, wouldn't be interesting to get involved with Oulton College or with a college and see if we can work together and get a bursary for a student. And so Yves Boudreau from alongside was the pioneer of this. He started this, and we started the discussions. Probably that was last year in January, and then we were able to roll it out for September. So it was very fast turnaround time for us. Being a private institution, it's easier to roll around or to for the turnaround time. And so we had to find a title, which is always difficult. Maybe not for Jean-Luc because he's a marketing student and creative.
That's his job.
Yeah, that's his job. So I work a lot in HR, so it's not as creative. But the title that we chose was the Yu Bursary, and that was named after Anthony Yu, who used to be an employee of Alongside, and who had just a very it inspired Alongside, I guess, to take his name for the bursary, because he was very passionate about youth and youth getting involved in tech companies and in that industry.
All right. Yeah, it's awesome. Anytime you can honor somebody who's had that kind of an effect on that kind of thing, it's always great to do, especially in a bursary where you're giving back to the future people, in the industry who will certainly make an effect. Now we have about a minute or so. So how about, are there any tips, because you've been on one side of these interviews, you've been on the other. Are there any tips for somebody who's sitting out there thinking, I may want to apply for this? What should I do? What's a couple of tricks? Just a couple little things.
Tricks. I think it's if you're interested, if you want an exciting opportunity, just reach out. Fill out the application. If you're not sure, call us at Oulton. We'll talk to you and see it, walk you through it. It's not intended to be an intimidating process or anything like that. So basically, just go for it, fill out the application, and see. I mean, you could always decide that it's not for you later if that's the case, right? Other than that, I think that's. Do you have any tips? I'm not sure.
Yeah, if I was myself back a few years ago.
Design 3 apps, right?
No. Like if I didn't have an experience and I would be like fresh out of school and without much experience, don't sell yourself. Sell what you want to be. Like sell your passion. Sell.
Right.
Like nobody wants to say, oh, this is my job experience. This is what I did. No, like they want to know like.
Sell what you've got.
Yeah, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. So Jean-Luc Jaillet and Janelle Bourgeois, thank you so much for joining us. Yu Bursary, find it at oultoncollege.com.